Hey socialites, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Ariell. I create mostly beauty videos, a little bit of fashion, as well as lifestyle vlogs. So be sure to hit the subscribe button so you too can become a socialite. So today's going to be a trying new makeup video. I'm going to be trying out a couple new products and revisiting some new products that I probably only used like one time. But yeah, if you want to chit chat with me and use some new products, then keep on watching. Good morning socialites. I feel like it's a while since we've talked. It's been a ton of makeup reviews, but not a lot of talking and catching up. So I'm going to start with the Fenty Plush Pudding. This is like a lip balm. It's one of those thicker lip balms, really thick, highly nourishing. I really like this lip balm. So let's go in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin tint today. I was debating should I use this or the new formulation of the Dior Face and Body, but we're going to go in with this. But this time I'm going to use a primer. Highly nourishing, by the way. So I'm going to use the Refi primer to prime my skin today, and let's see if we can get better longevity with the formula. If you hadn't seen the review of the Yummy Skin tint yet, you can go ahead and click that link right there and check it out. And I usually like to let my skin tints sit for about a minute or two, usually about 60 seconds before I go in with foundation. Comment down below if you've tried the Yummy Skin tint yet from Danessa Myricks. What are your thoughts on it? It's highly nourishing. It didn't give me the best longevity, but I don't think that's the claims of it. You get an absolutely beautiful finish with this product though. Very pretty, very lightweight, super natural. I feel like it's been so many products launching over the past few weeks. I just want to dive a little bit deeper into using the products with different things and just seeing how it performs over time a little bit more. So I'm going to use about a quarter size, which was actually a lot for the first time I used it. So I'm going to use a little bit less, about that much, and blend the foundation with my Real Techniques buffing brush. As you guys can see, you don't get a whole lot of coverage with this product. I can still see my pigmentation through it, but you can build it up to about a medium. So I'm going to go in with just a tad more and put it on top. So it's not going to completely cover all together, but it's going to cover a little bit more. Like I said, it's going to give about a medium coverage. I can still see my pigmentation, but not as much. So if you have dark pigmentation and want to like completely perfect the skin, you're definitely going to have to go in with a concealer. I wouldn't necessarily do a color corrector, because if you did a color corrector with a formula this thin, it might not cover the color corrector. So something to consider. For me, I would probably use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is such a thin product, so I feel like it'll work well with such a thin foundation, but it has maximum coverage. I'm definitely out of this. I gotta repurchase it. Using about this much. And on the spots that I really want to go in and cover, I'm just going to tap. And if you're not worried about your dark marks, you don't have to do this step. But if you just want to like perfect the skin, like say you want that lightweight coverage, but you have pigmentation, you can still go with this lightweight coverage and then cover with concealer just where you need to. To highlight, I'm going to use a concealer I hadn't used in a while, which is the Dior Backstage Concealer. This is a really good concealer, you guys. I use the color 4N. I feel like I don't use it as much only because of the applicator. It's such a little small applicator. It's nothing wrong with it, but I just find other applicators a bit more comfortable. And then I find that this shade is super light. So I usually like to start off with a more natural looking highlight and maybe use this in the corners, but this is a really good formula, so easy to blend. And I'm going to use my beauty blending sponge. I'm gonna go in with the same foundation brush and just sort of blend the edges of it. That way you don't just see like where it ends and then where the foundation begins. Just sort of give it a more seamless blend. You really want to take your time with this step. This makes a huge difference on how natural your makeup looks. So I had posted on the community tab yesterday a new series called Extraploitations, I think that's what it's called, on Netflix, to see if anybody had seen it, and a couple of the socialites said that it's good. So I started it last night and it's actually pretty good, y'all. The Apple TV series are like really top tier. Silo, on my last trying new makeup video, I think it was the last one we talked about, Silo, which is on Apple TV. That's really good as well, but it's like I'm all caught up with that, so I need something else to get into. So if you guys are watching any new series, it doesn't have to be on Apple, but if you're watching any new series out, comment down below and let me know if it's something really good that you've been into. I like period pieces, but I'm open to a lot of whatever's good. The LYS cream contour stick or cream bronzer stick. I like this stick because it's convenient. I feel like products like this in a stick form are really easy to use. I have used contour products that are more effortless with the blending than this one, but this is not a bad one. Like, don't get it twisted that I'm saying it's bad, because it's not bad at all, but I've just used something that's even more effortless. But this is a good one. I can see this being the one that I take out of town with me because it's just so, you know, compact, the way it closes up. I find that when I go out of town, the products that I pack with me are usually the more secure ones that are like, that can close really tight and secure. Not that they're bad products, don't get me wrong, because all of the products that I use are good. It's just some I kind of favor over others, and some I really like. It's a combination of, it's a good formula, and you know, the packaging is so tight and secure that you could pack it up. Definitely got this in my hair. I see it now. To set under eye, I'm going to use my One Size powder. This one is the ultimate pink color. I told you guys in the last video I really like this powder. Was pleasantly surprised at just how pretty the pink looks under eye and how natural it looks, because I thought it would give like a pink undertone, but not really. It's almost like a color corrector in a sense, so it neutralizes, and because of that it just looks even more natural and translucent in my opinion. You don't need a whole lot. So to bronze the skin, I'm going to use Eternal Light. This is the new shade from Hourglass, the ambient light powder. I feel like this is my favorite from the two new ones, but I wouldn't probably use this like to bronze the skin. I would use this as like a blush topper or like for a more natural highlight, because I feel like it's not deep enough. So if you're lighter than me, if you're a little bit lighter than me, I think you could probably wear it as a bronzer, but for me, it'll probably work best for like a blush topper just to give me a pretty glow. So I'm going to use the NARS Laguna 6 bronzer and just kind of deepen underneath there. See how that one's a little deeper? So this one works a little better as a bronzer. There we go. But it's still natural at the same time. I like that. Let's use my Pat McGrath blush. This one's in the color Paradise Venus. It's a pretty terracotta color. Sephora's number 56 brush. So does anybody plan on going on any trips this summer, or have y'all already gone on y'all summer trip? I did tell y'all like a couple weeks ago we went to SeaWorld. Took the kids to SeaWorld. And it was fun. It was just so super hot. Oh my God. Y'all, it was so hot. It was unbelievably hot. The first day was the amusement park. It was a ton of trees out there and shade, so it wasn't too bad. but the second day was the water park that's connected to it. There was no trees, no shade anywhere, and that sun was like baking our skin. Put a little color over our nose too. You guys notice how it's like an abrupt stop right there between the blush and the highlight? So that's not a seamless blend. That's not what we want. So I'm just gonna take the foundation brush. It's not really anything on here, but I'm just gonna tap just to soften that. See how it kind of softened and blurred it out? So that's just a little tip for y'all, just to kind of soften it. For brows, I'm gonna fill in this part of my brows with my Sephora pencil. This has been my favorite brow pencil since the sale. The quality of this pencil is up there for anybody who's wondered. It's up there, and for a lot of Sephora brand products, to be honest. And the Benefit Goof Proof powder, y'all, this is such an effortless product. I use the color neutral medium brown. I know it probably looks kind of light, but it really shows up darker than you would think. Take a little small angle brush, and I'm gonna more so concentrate this towards the head of the brow. It's such a creamy powder, so it's not like a super dry powder. It's super creamy, so it's easy to apply. It's super pigmented, so you have to use a really light hand with it, but I feel like especially at the head of the brow, it makes it look a little bit more natural right here. As creamy and easy as this powder is to apply, I would be interested in seeing what a Benefit eyeshadow would be giving. You know what I mean? Because it's like Benefit, y'all got it down on this powder, on the brow powder anyways. The Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer to clean up my brows. Little angle brush here is the Sephora number 71 brush, by the way. It's a really good one. I like it for blending concealer. I also like it for like nose contour. For shadow today, which is why I'm wearing this blue robe, I'm gonna use my Frosted Flakes palette. My kids actually got this for me for Mother's Day, and it's such a pigmented, high quality eyeshadow palette. So you see these beautiful blues. I had been using the golds in here, but I hadn't got to play with the blues yet. So many gorgeous colors that are super pigmented. So first I'm just gonna put a brown in my crease, which is from my little small Cella travel palette. I'm gonna take this brown and just blend that in the crease. This makes it so much easier for placement when you're doing a bold color like a blue or a purple or anything other than an earth tone or a gold or bronze. When you lay down the crease color first, it just makes the placement so much easier for these bold colors. Takes the thinking out of it. And I'm blending with my Sephora Pro Crease brush. This is the number 27 brush. So I'm gonna take this blue color here and place it on my lid. And then I'm going to use the deepest blue here and put this in my outer V area. So pigmented, you can barely tap it in the palette and it shows up that deep. There is fallout though, so you got to be careful. You may want to do your eyes first with this. Actually, let's see, that fallout is staining the makeup, so we're gonna figure out how to fix that part. But for the waterline, I'm gonna use my LA Girl. This is the Precision pencil in the color Nude. And I'm going to use the same deep blue to smudge under the lash line. And I'm going to go in with this chocolate brown color from the Juvia's Place Coffee Shop palette to smudge just on the edges of that blue. So I had to wipe the foundation and powder off right here because the fallout went crazy. So definitely next time I do a look this bold, I'm gonna do the eyes first and then the foundation last. For mascara, I'm gonna use the Fenty Hella Thick mascara. The NYX Vivid Matte Liner. I'm gonna go back in with my Hourglass powder and just top the blush on the apples of the cheek. I did pick up a couple of new items yesterday. So for the lips, the Juvia's Place gloss, it's in the color Honey Honey. It's from the Coffee Shop collection. I tried to pick this color up from the Ulta by my house like a couple weeks ago, and they were sold out, and I went to another location yesterday and they still happen to have it. So I was like, winning. It's like a peach nude shade. So I'm gonna go in with Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever, Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, with Honey Honey from Juvia's Place. Ooh, you know what this shade reminds me of? It reminds me of the Iman nude color from Iman, but in a gloss form. This is like the shade I needed. I don't have one that's quite like this. I have a ton of nudes, but none that's this rich in a peach shade, if you get what I mean. These shades are so beautiful on African American skin tones. This is a thinner gloss. It's not super thin, but it's thinner than like the NYX butter glosses, but it still has an amazing color payoff. I feel like this lip shade is so perfect for the blue. It's just like the perfect balance. So let's use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Spray. And this is the look. Comment down below and let me know if you've tried any of the products that I've used today. How do you use them and what do you feel about them? If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit subscribe on your way out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. 'Cause I've been where you are. You're too scared to show me love. 'Cause too fresh with the scars. Well, I don't have the answers.